என்ன? ப்ராடக்ட் லிங்க்ட் இன்சென்டிவ் ஸ்கீம் ஃபார் ஒயிட் குட்ஸ். நம்ம வீட்டில் யூஸ் பண்ணுற வாஷிங் மிஷின், ஏசி. ஓகே, go through what are white goods. White goodsனா என்னன்னு பாருங்க. இதுல ரெண்டு components. One is the air conditioner and the LED components. Both are included and it encourages to enhance domestic manufacturing, reduce import dependency, and promote export of components and sub-assemblies of ACs and LED products. Okay. So we have product linked incentive scheme for white goods implemented by Department of Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade. This is the ministry of Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Now, National Electric Mobility Mission Plan 2020 primarily seeks to promote 100% conversion of all petrol vehicles to NNG based engines in electric mobility. Achieve energy security through adoption of electric and hybrid vehicles. Yes. B is the right answer. Replace all diesel powered railway engines with hydrofuels. Mandate conversion of all two-wheelers to electric vehicles. No. The answer is B. Achieve energy security through adoption of electric and hybrid vehicles. National Electric Mobility Mission Plan. Gender guidance clinic. Gender guidance is obviously important. These are recently in news, primarily aimed at gender guidance, providing mental health counseling for adolescents, offering multidisciplinary gender affirming healthcare under one roof, conducting STI surveillance and treatment exclusively, implementing income linked health insurance portability. Okay, so the answer is offering multidisciplinary gender affirming healthcare under one roof. It is established by National Health Mission in Tamil Nadu 2018. So Tamil Nadu is the first state to institutionalize such clinics at the district level. Not only the first state in India, it is also the first South Asian government to include gender affirming care in a public insurance package. Okay. Yuva AI, again current affairs la paathirukom. What is Yuva AI for all? National program to train government officials in advanced AI model development. A free self-paced AI literacy course designed to give citizens basic understanding of AI. Other foreign. The scheme to promote AI-based startup through financial incentives and incubation support. A curriculum framework for introducing AI as a compulsory subject in school. You are for all D madri thonalam, but the answer is B. A free self-paced AI literacy course designed to give students basic understanding of artificial intelligence. You are AI. By the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology under India AI Mission. Fine, it focuses on ethical, responsible, and inclusive use of artificial intelligence. The course is available on platforms like Future Skills Prime, iGOT Karmayogi, and multiple education-led platforms. The learners will receive an official Government of India certificate upon completion. For 4.5 hours course duration தான் நீங்களும் எடுத்து படிங்க ஒரு கோர்ஸ் சர்டிஃபிகேட் கிடைக்கும். Okay. The Integrated Child Development Services. Okay. Focuses on which of the following? Health and nutrition of young children, early childhood education, support to pregnant and lactating mothers, employment guarantee for care workers. Integrated Child Development Services, health, early education and support to pregnant and lactating mothers. Employment guarantee varadu. 4 varadu, 1, 2, 3. Option B. 1, 2 and 3. இதெல்லாமே பழைய நியூஸ், அதனால கொஞ்சம் ரெப்படேஷனுக்கு பாசிபிள் இல்லை. Natural farming. Question number 65. National Mission on Natural Farming 2023 is a flagship initiative launched to promote chemical-free agriculture. Natural farming is the farming system that avoids synthetic chemicals but may use permitted organic inputs. Bharatiya Prakritik Krishi Padhati aims to promote zero-budget natural farming. Answer 1 and 3. Yes. So natural farming na என்ன இருக்காது? No external use of synthetic chemicals. They avoid. System avoid synthetic chemicals. அதான statement கொடுத்திருந்தாங்க. Oh, that is organic farming. Okay pa. Natural farming is where method without external input relies entirely on locally available biological and regenerative processes. Fine. Organic farming and natural farming differences. Natural farming initiatives in India, National Mission on Natural Farming, that is what the statement about. Bharatiya Prakritik Krishi Padhati, a sub-scheme under Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana, promotes zero budget natural farming. Okay. Next one, India's sanitation journey. Once it was very relevant, Swachh Bharat, Amrit Mission, idella. Ippo currently the repetition kind of possibilities are relatively low. You can go through once. Swachh Bharat Mission, Amrit Mission and Jal Jeevan Mission. Which of them are rightly matched? One correct. All three are rightly matched. Jal Jeevan Mission. Yes. Detail கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. All three schemes பத்தி you can go through once. PM Vikas. This becomes important this time. PM Vikas scheme. Chalo. It is a central sector scheme aimed at socio-economic empowerment of minorities. Under this scheme, at least 70%, 75% beneficiaries under modern skilling must be placed in the organized sector as categorized in the National Skill Quality Framework. The scheme provides 3% reservation for people with disability across all components. 3 correct, 2 in a state, 2 in a wrong. Under modern skilling, are required to placement of at least 75% skilled beneficiaries, some form of employment, of which at least 50% should be placed in organized sector as categorized in the National Skill Quality Framework. So 75% it is 50%. 3% reservation, yes. Central sector scheme, minority. So 1 and 3. Option C, 1 and 3. So PM Vikas or full form enna? Pradhan Mantri Virasat ka Samvardhan. Okay, the main objective of PM Vikas scheme is promoting skill development and employment opportunities for minority youth. Skill training support, promote cultural heritage including traditional arts and crafts forms by propagation of literature, documents, manuscript and showcasing their unique intangible cultural heritage, to empower women from minority communities and instill confidence among them by providing leadership and entrepreneurship training and support, to improve employability of and generate better livelihood opportunities for minorities through market and credit linkages. 3% reservation PWD for all scheme components. The very important scheme PM Vikas this time. Okay. கொஞ்சம் go through பண்ணிக்கோங்க. Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana. This is the next important. Dhan Dhanya. Chalo. It aims to strengthen farmer produce organizations and improve farmers' income, productivity, and market access. It comes under Ministry of Food and Public Distribution. Comes under Ministry of Agriculture. Inga. Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. Dhan Dhanya. Second statement is wrong. First statement is true. It focuses on oilseed crops and allied value chain, promoting integrated and natural farming practices. This program promotes digital infrastructure, micro irrigation, protected cultivation, and sustainable farming practices. It encourages institutional financing of farmers' production organizations to enhance production and strengthen the agribusiness ecosystem. The scheme is implemented in selected districts called Dhan Dhanya districts identified for oilseed cultivation and allied activities. Doubling of farmers' income, improving productivity, knowledge sharing, exposure visits, training of the farmer members. Okay. G1 Yojana. Pradhan Mantri G1 Yojana, and which of them is not its objective? Promoting the establishment of advanced biofuel projects using agricultural residue and other renewable feedstock. Providing remunerative income to farmers by enabling value addition to crop residues that would otherwise be burned. Reducing dependence on crude oil imports by increasing domestic production of second generation ethanol. Supporting only first generation biofuel technologies based on food grain feedstock. So must G1. இது எதுக்குன்னா boosting the biofuel production, promotes 2G and 3G ethanol technology to strengthen the India's biofuel ecosystem. It provides assistance for both commercial and demonstration scale advanced biofuels. So objective all except the last one, first generation. First generation இங்கிறது என்ன? First generation biofuel food grains இருந்து எடுக்கிறது. Second generation தான் food wastage இருந்து. So it promotes second generation and third generation ethanol technology. So last one வராது. Only first generation biofuel technology is not the objective. So go through the objectives once. First, 2G bamboo-based biorefinery is in Assam. இதெல்லாம் நம்ம current affairsல டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணியிருப்போம் ஒன்லைனர்ஸ். முடிஞ்ச அளவுக்கு உங்க current affairs நோட்ஸையும் GMTயும் சேர்த்து வச்சு படிக்க ட்ரை பண்ணுங்க. Okay. So objectives: agricultural residue and biomass, provide remunerative income to farmers, create rural and urban employment, address air pollution from stubble burning and soil water pollution from municipal waste. It contribute to Swachh Bharat mission and waste management, reduce crude oil import dependence and strengthen energy security. It assists in meeting ethanol blending petrol targets, ethanol blended petrol targets. Projects established or 2G paddy straw based ethanol plant is in Panipat, 2G bamboo based biorefinery in Assam, and 3G ethanol plant again in Panipat, Haryana. So G1 biofuels. Okay. Pension reforms in India. Chalo. 4 statement. Okay. 4 statement identified the right statement. Indira Gandhi National Old Age Pension Scheme was launched. முன்னாடி இந்த சோஷியல் அசிஸ்டன்ஸ் ப்ரோக்ராமில் இந்த 4-5 ஸ்கீம் கொடுத்து எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணியிருப்பாங்க. ஸோ அதை ரீட் பண்ணியிருந்தா இது கொஞ்சம் ஈஸியாக இருந்திருக்கும். Persons above 65 living below the poverty line. Old pension scheme covered formal sector government employees and was non-contributory, gathering defined benefits after retirement. The new pension scheme was launched in 2004 with a contributory model including formal sector corporate employees. Atal Pension Yojana is a contributory pension scheme for individuals aged 18 to 40, which is aimed at informal sector workers, allowing monthly, quarterly, or half-yearly contributions. All the given statements are true. Mostly 4 statement questions are இருந்தா எதனா ஒரு statement தப்பா இருக்கும். Watch for that particular statements with more facts. எங்கனா ஒரு இடத்துல மிஸ்மேட்ச்க்கான பாசிபிலிட்டி இருக்கு. ஸோ திஸ் இஸ் ஃபார் யூ டு ஸ்டடி. இப்படியாச்சும் நீங்க அந்த ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்டை படிச்சு அது எந்த ஸ்கீம் என்ன பெனிஃபிட்ஸ்னு படிச்சுப்பீங்கன்னு தான் கொடுக்கறது. ஓகே. UPSC 4 statement, all 4ங்கிற பாசிபிலிட்டி இட்ஸ் ரிலேட்டிவ்லி ரேர். Go through all these schemes. ஆரோக்கிய மைத்ரி. Which of the following best describes the purpose of Bish cube? A portable modular hospital system for rapid disaster response. Option B. A portable modular hospital system for rapid disaster response. BHIMங்கிறது பாரத் ஹெல்த் இனிஷியேட்டிவ் ஃபார் சஹயோக் ஹிதா அண்ட் மைத்ரி, an innovative emergency and medical aid program. ஸோ இது என்ன பண்ணுவாங்கன்னா the modular compacta disaster response-க்கு யூஸ் பண்றது. Okay, it is a portable mini cubes filled with essential medicines and equipment designed for rapid deployment in various emergencies. One complete cube can support medical care for up to 200 cases, including surgical procedures. This becomes important. Including surgical procedures, it would be so much equipped. Okay. Featuring cube comprises. In mass casualty incidents, the entire unit can be set up within 12 minutes, bridging the critical gap between primary and definite care during critical golden hour of emergencies. Okay, very important scheme. One nation, one license, one payment. One nation, one license, and one payment. Which of the following best describes? The answer is one nation, one license is option B, a framework for AI developers to use copyrighted content for training by paying standardized royalties via a central authority. This is your one nation, one license, and one payment. Option B. Under Department of Promotion, Industry and Internal Trade, it recommends a mandatory blanket license for AI companies to use legally accessed copyrighted works for model training. A new centralized authority called CRCAT, Copyright Royalties Collective for AI Training, is recommended for collection and distribution of royalties. CRCAT. The royalty rates would be set up by the government appointed committee, not by the AI companies. The proposal includes retroactive royalty payments for content already used by existing AI systems. Okay, it would replace multiple private licensing deals and reduce transaction cost for both creators and the AI firms. Fine. Next one, Technology Development Fund Scheme. Technology Development Fund objective of scheme under DRDO. என்னவா இருக்கும் DRDO ஓட scheme? To support Indian industry in creating homegrown defense technologies for the armed forces. Option A. Technology Development Fund. இது கிளாஸ்ல எடுத்தனா Technology Development Fund defenseல Technology Development Fund எடுத்த மாதிரி தெரியல, அதனால கண்டிப்பா go through all. Sanchar Sati app. With reference to the Sanchar Sati app portal, consider the following statements. It allows user to block lost or stolen mobile phones using IMEI number. It provides a facility to check the authenticity of a mobile handset before purchase. It automatically tracks users' location to prevent fraud. சஞ்சார் சாத்தி இது ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்லி ட்ராக்ஸ் எல்லாம் இல்லை, இது வராது, இது ரெண்டும் வரும். ஆமாம், இட் ப்ரொவைட்ஸ் அ ஃபெசிலிட்டி டு செக் தி authenticity of a mobile handset before purchase, and it allows to user to block lost or stolen mobile phones. Dhruva becomes important. Sanchar Satyayoda Dhruva. What is Dhruva? It provides UPI-like digital address labels that users can share instead of their physical address. It operates on top of a geo-coded system called DigiPin. முன்னாடி பார்த்தோமா DigiPin ஓட function என்னன்னு? Yes. The system allows permanent unrestricted access to a user's address for authorized service providers. No, third one இல்லை. Unrestricted access or permanent இதெல்லாம் இல்லை. Third statement is wrong. First two are correct. Digital hub for reference and unique virtual address. இதுவுமே உங்க கிளாஸஸ்ல சொல்லியிருக்கு. Great scheme. Great scheme. Grant for research and entrepreneurship across aspiring innovators in technical textiles scheme. Great. Technical textiles again. It is a grant scheme under National Technical Textiles Mission. Up to 50 lakh in funding is provided to an eligible startup or innovator under the GREAT scheme. Building and construction textiles, high performance and specialty fiber, and home textiles are also covered under this scheme. The applicant, startup or innovator must contribute at least 40% of the project cost. Answer? National Technical Textile Mission, that is true. 50 lakh. எங்கெல்லாம் நம்பர்ஸ் இருக்கோ அந்த ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்டை திரும்ப திரும்ப படிச்சு தெரிஞ்சு வச்சுக்கணும். Okay, we'll go through. Answer is only 3. Fine. So which is the wrong statement? Fourth one. 40% of project cost, little less than 50% எல்லாம் இருக்காது. கண்டிப்பா ஒரு minimum வேல்யூவா தான் இருக்கும். So fourth statement wrong. What is the value? என்னதுப்பா? 10%. Sure. Oh, okay. இங்கே இருக்க answer. Okay. At least 10% of the project cost deposited in 2 equal installments during project period. Fine. So 50 lakh கொடுக்குறாங்களா? 50 lakh is true. Up to 50 lakh in funding is provided to an eligible startup or innovator under GREAT scheme. Available for maximum duration of 18 months. It covers a broad range of technical textiles. So from here, you can study where are these technical textiles are applied. Okay, Sportex, Protech nala பார்த்தோம்ல அதுதான் இதெல்லாம். Fine. Handicraft sector. Fruti, Swamita, Samarth, Swannithi. Which of the following I mentioned schemes are handicraft sectors? Fruti varo இதெல்லாம் பழைய current affairs. Okay. Answer is 1 and 3. We'll go through all. India's handicraft sector is predominantly aesthetic, cultural, and ethnic value distinct from machine-made goods. India has 318 GI tagged handicraft products and 455 formally classified craft categories. Okay, major concentration UP, Rajasthan, Assam, Odisha, West Bengal, and Tamil Nadu. Women constitute 64% of total artisans and 71% of handloom weavers. The sector includes significant representation from SC, ST, and OBC communities, promoting inclusive growth. The Pehchan Artisan ID program has registered 32 lakh artisans, including 20 lakh women, to bring them into the formal economy. Key export categories include woodware, art metalwares, hand-printed textiles, embroidered goods, and imitation jewelry. USA accounts for 37% of India's handicraft export, while 61% goes to other international markets. Schemes. Government schemes and initiatives of handicrafts. National Handicraft Development Program, Comprehensive Handicrafts Cluster Development Scheme, Spurti Scheme of Fund for Regeneration of Traditional Industries, Ambedkar Hastshilp Vikas Yojana, Skill Development Programs under National Handicraft Development Program, One District, One Product, Production Linked Incentives for MSME, Samarth provides skill development and placement for artisans and weavers, market and export support, initiatives like IndiHaat, IITF exhibitions, then other Nirayat Protsahan, Nirayat Disha, these are all handicrafts related missions. Okay. Samvita and Swannithi, it provides rural property cards not related to handicrafts, and Samviti is the microcredit scheme for street vendors not related to handicrafts. Sannidhi is PYQ. Street vendors kana microcredit scheme already UPSC கேட்ட question. National Energy Conservation Day. With respect to India's energy conservation initiative, which among the following statements are correct? Pradhan Mantri Surya Ghar Mufti Bijli Yojana. It aims to install rooftop solar in 1 crore households. Munadiye question discussion le paathom. Revamped distribution sector scheme aims to improve the financial and operational health of discoms. The Ujjala scheme, again a PYQ, helps to provide energy efficient LED bulbs to domestic consumers at affordable prices. Yes, all three statements are true. Energy conservation initiatives of India. First one is the recent one, the other two are much earlier current affairs. So current energy landscape, India is among the world's top 3 energy consumers, and electricity demand continues to grow every year. Okay. இது எல்லாமே questions வந்திருக்கு. இதெல்லாம் questions. Carbon credit schemes, perform, achieve and trade. இதுவும் இப்போ பார்த்தோம் தானே லைஃப். இது பஞ்சமிரத்துக்கு கீழே வந்தது. இது எல்லாமே எனர்ஜி எஃபிஷியன்சி. Global initiatives and rankings, you can go through that also. Biofuel Alliance, International Solar Alliance. 3rd in solar energy, 4th in wind energy, and 4th in total renewable capacity. Aspire again an old current affairs. Aspire is implemented by Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprise, MSMEs. The scheme primarily focuses on promoting innovation and entrepreneurship in urban industrial clusters. Under the scheme, the government agencies are eligible for financial assistance up to 1 crore for procuring plant and machinery, and private agencies can receive assistance up to 75 lakh for the same purpose. Aspire. So they are set up in rural and underserved areas built by the livelihood business incubators. So urban clusters nu kuduthirukanga, that is wrong. Entrepreneurship, promote innovation and entrepreneurship in urban industrial clusters illa, largely focusing on rural areas. Aspire. And that third statement is also true. 1 crore and for private 75 lakhs. Matsya Sampada Yojana, it is in news for a very long time. So this again important scheme, Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana. How many of the following activities are covered under centrally sponsored scheme component of Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana? Deep sea fishing support, research and training, nucleus breeding centers, cold chain and fish markets. Matsya Sampada. யாரெல்லாம் வரும், யார் வரமாட்டாங்க? Only two. Which two? Okay, it increase fish production, productivity, modernize post-harvest infrastructure and enhance exports. Double fishers' income and generate employment in coastal and inland areas. Components rendu, one central sector scheme, இன்னொன்னு centrally sponsored scheme. 100% central funding including research, training and nucleus breeding and innovative projects shared between center state la activities like pond development, cold chain, fish markets and deep sea fishing support. அப்போ இது என்ன question இது? Centrally sponsored. இது ரெண்டு அப்போ central sector component. Deep sea fishing support, cold chain and fish markets. இந்த ரெண்டு தான் correct. 1 and 4. 1 and 4. PM Swangnidhi, yes. இப்போ நாம முன்னாடி பார்த்தது. For street vendors. Central sector scheme implemented by Housing and Urban Affairs. It provides collateral-free working capital loans to street vendors. An interest subsidy of 7% per annum is provided and credited directly to the beneficiary's bank account. Only street vendors registered under the Street Vendors Act 2014 are eligible. Fourth statement wrong. Okay. யாரெல்லாம் இப்போ eligible? Under ULB, vendor certificates, LRS under street vendors. Isilla registration under street vendors protection and livelihood regulation of Street Vending Act 2014 is not mandatory. Vendors without certificates can be covered through letters of recommendations issued by urban local bodies. Okay. So not only the people who are registered under this act are beneficiaries. Fourth statement is wrong. Question number 82, PM Setu. Important. PM Setu. Pradhan Mantri Skilling and Employment Transformation through upgraded ITI scheme. Answer is very in the scheme. Upgraded ITIs. An industry-led initiative to upgrade ITIs, enhance employability and create a scalable pipeline of skilled manpower. PM Setu. Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship through state and government, state and UT governments and the Directorate General of Training. Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. Go through once. Answer Anna. It was launched to provide all-weather road, Gram Sadakna road, all-weather road connectivity to unconnected rural habitations. It is a centrally sponsored scheme fully funded by the union government and implemented by the states. Eligibility for connectivity under Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana is based solely on the economic backwardness of the village. Remoteness of the village, it is not the backwardness of the village. So 3 varadu 1 and 2. Option A 1 and 2. Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadakala இன்னியெல்லாம் கேட்க மாட்டாங்க. ஆனா என்னன்னு தெரிஞ்சு வச்சுக்கோங்க. PM யுவா 3.0. கேட்சியா ஷார்ட்கட்ல இருக்கிற எல்லா ஸ்கீம்ஸுமே இம்பார்ட்டண்டா மாறும். ஆன் தி பெர்ஸ்பெக்டிவ் ஆஃப் பிரதான் மந்திரி ஸ்கீம் ஃபார் மென்டரிங் யூத் ஆத்தர்ஸ், அதான் யுவா. எதுனா ஒரு யூத் எம்ப்ளாய்மெண்ட் ரிலேட்டடா ஒரு ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் கொடுத்து ஈஸிலி கன்வின்ஸ் பண்ற மாதிரி தான் வச்சிருப்பாங்க. ஸோ ஆன்சர் என்ன? இதுக்கு ஆன்சர் என்ன? ஆப்ஷன் பி. பி. யங் ஆத்தர்ஸை ப்ரமோட் பண்ற ஸ்கீம் டு என்கரேஜ் யங் ரைட்டர்ஸ் டு கான்ட்ரிபியூட் டு நேஷன் பில்டிங் த்ரூ தேர் ரைட்டிங்ஸ். ஃபைன். ஆப்ஷன் பி. PM குசும் முன்னாடியே பார்த்தோம். இது PM குசும் 2.0. rooftop solar installation, aim of 1 crore. So aimed at promoting decentralized solar energy in agriculture. It is implemented by Ministry of Power. And the ministry? New and renewable energy. If you watch very closely, new and renewable energy questions are very more. ஆனா அது ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்ல எங்கேயுமே இருக்காது. அது நியூ அண்ட் ரெனியூபிள் எனர்ஜின்னு தெரிஞ்சாதான் அதை ஆன்சர் பண்ண முடியும். அந்த மினிஸ்ட்ரிஸ் ராங்காக இருக்கிற மாதிரி தான் நிறைய கொஸ்டின்ஸ் வந்திருக்கும். ஸோ again PM kusum, that is why again becomes important. Renewable energy, first statement is correct. இது வந்து when we analyze the paper, அதனால சொல்றது. இனியும் கொஸ்டின்ஸ் வந்து அப்படிதான் வரும் அப்படிங்கிறதுக்கான டெம்ப்ளேட்ல இது சொல்லலை. சரியா? this is how the UPSC focuses, largely focuses. MSME schemes. From the very name MSME, this becomes important. Question number 86, schemes and objective. MSME champion scheme, credit guarantee scheme, financial and budget linked reforms, PM employment generation program, and you need to match them. Match பண்ணுங்க. Credit guarantee scheme தெரியுது. Answer. Champion scheme, MSME champion scheme helps MSMEs to solve problems, enhance competitiveness, and adopt technology. Credit guarantee scheme provides collateral-free credit to micro and small enterprises. Financial and budget-linked reforms expand credit, startup support, and ease scaling of MSMEs. And this one promotes self-employment and entrepreneurship. இதை பற்றி டீட்டெயில் எக்ஸ்பிளனேஷன் இருந்துச்சுன்னா மச் பெட்டர். அதர் ஸ்கீம்ஸ் கொடுத்துருக்க மாட்டாங்களே. ஸோ மினிஸ்ட்ரி ஆஃப் லேபர் அண்ட் எம்ப்ளாய்மெண்ட், ஈஸ்ட்ரம் போர்ட்டல், நேஷனல் கரியர் சர்வீசஸ், EPFO, digital transformation, Pradhan Mantri Viksit Bharat Rozgar Yojana, all are part of under Ministry of Labor and Employment. இது first becomes யார் அது? பிரதான் மந்திரி விக்சித் பாரத் ரோஸ்கர் யோஜனா. வரும், பின்னாடியே வரும் நமக்கு. டோன்ட் வரி. சம்பன். It is an online pension management system for Department of Telecommunication pensioners. It allows direct pension disbursement into bank accounts. Pension related documents under Sampan are accessible through DigiLocker. What is DigiLocker? DigiLocker பத்தி கொஸ்டினே வரதுக்கான பாசிபிலிட்டி அதிகம். ஏன்? நாட் இன் நியூஸ்னெல்லாம் இல்லை, நம்ம யூபிஎஸ்சி இந்த இடம் அப்ளை பண்ணோம் இல்லையா? அது எப்படி இருந்தது? யூ கேன் டவுன்லோட் தி சர்டிஃபிகேட்ஸ் ஃப்ரம் யோர் டிஜிலாக்கர் வச்சுருந்தீங்கன்னா. ஸோ டிஜிலாக்கர் பற்றி என்னன்னு தெரிஞ்சுக்கிறது மச் பெட்டர். ஸோ ஹியர் தி ஆன்சர் இஸ் ஆல் த்ரீ. சம்பன் இந்த டிபார்ட்மெண்ட்டில் பென்ஷனராக இருக்கிறவங்களுக்கு ஒரு ஆன்லைன் பென்ஷன் மேனேஜ்மெண்ட், நாட் ஆல். Pension disbursement directly to the bank account. All statements are true. Schemes for farmers. Pradhan Mantri Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana, Krishnanati Krishanati Yojana, National Mission on Natural Farming, National Beekeeping Honey. Seri enna? Answer question enna? How many of the above are considered central sector schemes? யாருப்பா இதுல சென்ட்ரல் செக்டார் ஸ்கீம்? பாக்கியெல்லாம் சென்ட்ரலி ஸ்பான்சர்டா? ஆன்சர் என்ன? இது மட்டும்தான் சென்ட்ரல் செக்டார் ஸ்கீம். I do make mistakes on reading central sector and centrally sponsored. I have many times made a mistake. அதை ரிப்பீட் பண்ணாதீங்க. நீங்க கொஞ்சம் கிளியரா அது சென்ட்ரல் செக்டரா சென்ட்ரலி ஸ்பான்சர்டான்னு தெரிஞ்சு வச்சுட்டு படிங்க. Others are centrally sponsored schemes. Okay. Design linked incentive scheme has been announced. Design linked incentive current affairs la பார்த்ததா? Yes. Production linked incentives மாதிரியே design linked incentive schemes எந்த ministry கீழ? Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. Semiconductor industries la, semiconductors la. Okay. Nutrient based subsidy. Fertilizers, nutrient-based subsidies are provided based on the content of which of the following nutrients? Nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium and sulfur. All varum. Urea varuma nutrient-based subsidy la? Urea varadu, excluding urea. One, two, three and four. Option C. Spree 2025 இது பாத்துமா முன்னாடியே? Spree பாத்துமா? Earlier questions la? Spree important. Which of the following categories of workers are expected to benefit directly from spree scheme? Spree is promotion and registration of employees and employees. Informal sector workers, contract and casual workers, gig and platform workers. Okay, yaar varmata? Government servants varmatanga. Baki ellaru varuvanga. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2 and 3. Atal Pension Yojana, again chart போட்டல match எல்லாம் பார்த்தோம். So I'm skipping this question. 94 அப்புறம் வேற இருக்கா? Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana. இதெல்லாம் கொஞ்சம் பழைய current affairs. It is a government-backed small saving scheme launched under the Beti Bachao Beti Padhao campaign in 2015. Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana account can be opened at any Indian post office or branch of any public sector bank only and is transferable to any location within India. Investments made under this scheme qualify for tax benefits under Section 80C of the Income Tax Act 1961. This is true, this is true. Then wrong. Parents or legal guardians can open an account for their Indian girl child at any Indian post office or branch of PSB and authorized private sector banks. The account may be opened anytime from the birth of the girl child until she attains the age of 10 years. Only one Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana account is permitted per girl child and a family can open accounts for a maximum of 2 girl children. இதெல்லாம் old current affairs and கொஞ்சம் go through மட்டும் பண்ணிக்கோங்க போதும். And it is transferable, that is to be noted. It is transferable to any location within India. Upon turning 18, the account holder can take control of the account herself by submitting the necessary documents. Again, it is exempted. We have tax benefits. Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana 4.0. 4.0 now it becomes in current affairs. Otherwise, it is an old program. Okay, Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. Consider the following statement. It is a centrally sponsored scheme in the ministry implemented by Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. It offers short-term training and reskilling and upskilling through recognition of prior learning. It includes new age courses for Industry 4.0 like coding, AI, robotics, mechatronics, IoT, 3D printing and so on. This makes the scheme 4.0. Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. Oh, in that it is a central sector scheme. That makes the statement wrong. First one wrong, other two right. Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. It targets people between the age of 15 to 59. Paripurna Mediclaim Ayush Bhima. Paripurna Mediclaim. The scheme is available only to central government health scheme beneficiaries. It is offered through the Life Insurance Corporation of India. The scheme provides 100% coverage for inpatient hospitalization under Ayurveda, Yoga and Naturopathy, Unani, Siddha and Home Ayush. Okay. 3 is correct. It is offered through life insurance company or central government. Available only to central government health insurance, health benefits. The scheme is offered through New India Assurance Company Limited. Okay, LIC. The scheme is offered through New India Assurance Company. So second statement is wrong. 1 and 3. Key features: Ayush treatment 100% coverage. Modern treatment base coverage for modern medical expenditure is capped at 25% of the sum insured, but an optimal rider can extend this to 100%. A single policy can cover up to 6 family members, including serving employees, pensioners, and their eligible dependents. Policies extend from GST. Okay, fine. Sampurna Abhiyan. Sampurnata Abhiyan 2.0. Answer is C, it seems. Sampurnata Abhiyan 2.0 is by Niti Aayog. To achieve 100% saturation of selected development indicators in aspirational districts and blocks through coverage and monitoring. Go through this scheme. PM E-Drive. This is important. PM E-Drive scheme. Central sector, central sponsor, aimed at accelerating the adoption of electric mobility in India. It covers electric two-wheelers, three-wheelers, buses, and commercial vehicles. It is implemented by the Ministry of Power. In the ministry? Ministry of Heavy Industry. Okay. இது என்னது? First statement wrong, yeah? Statement: centrally sponsored scheme aim at accelerating adoption of electric mobility in India. Fine. Two-wheelers, three-wheelers, buses and commercial vehicles. இது எதுவும் இன்க்ளூட் ஆயிருந்தது கரண்ட் அஃபேர்ஸ்ல என்ன பார்த்தோம்? ட்ரக்ஸ் ஞாபகம் இருக்கா? ட்ரக்குன்னு ஸ்பெசிஃபிக்கா ஸ்கீம் கொண்டு வராங்க. இட் கோஸ் இன் அலைன் வித் யோர் பிஎம் இ டிரைவ் ஸ்கீம். So this is important. In the ministry? Ministry of Heavy Industries, implemented by Ministry of Heavy Industry. Summer possibility குறைவு தான், but I do mark it as important. It is a certification developed by DRDO in collaboration with the Quality Council of India. That is true. It aims to strengthen the defense manufacturing ecosystem by encouraging innovation and adherence to high quality standards. Yes, one of the objectives. So both the statements are true. Summer initiative. Summer expand பண்ணோம்னா எங்க இருக்கு expansion of summer? அப்ப அந்த வேர்டுக்கு என்ன மீனிங் இருக்கா? Summer. Summer. சம்மருக்கு கூகுள் பண்ணி சொல்லு. SAMAR summer. So we have an abbreviated form which deals DRDO and quality control, quality council of India. Okay, so both the statements are true. Sampan முன்னாடியே பார்த்தாச்சு pension ஓடது. What is this? என்னது? படி. With reference to PAN Kudin படிக்கலாமா இத? Consider the following statements. It is a single window integrated digital portal to strengthen partnerships and facilitate contributions for women and child development initiatives across India. It is launched by Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. தெரியல, ஒரு ஐடியா இல்லை எனக்கு. Let me go through. One only, Ministry of Women and Child Development. It is an integrated digital portal to strengthen partnerships for women and child development. No. Maybe. It supports the implementation of key flagship missions of the ministry such as Mission Saksham Angavadi and Poshan 2.0, Mission Vatsalya and Mission Shakti by providing a technology-enabled convergence mechanism. And the aspects is important, but we leave it next. Tax ramps. Textile, Ministry of Textiles. The scheme aims to boost research, innovation, data systems, planning and competitiveness in Indian textile industry. Centrally sector or central sponsored are there. Both the statements are true. So obviously central sector scheme. Textiles focused research, assessment, monitoring, planning and startup. This is full form. Ministry of Textiles. PM Setu பார்த்தாச்சு தானே? PM Setu. Swalambhini scheme, very important scheme. இதுவும் current affairsல நம்ம டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ண ஒரு ஸ்கீம் தான். Promoting entrepreneurship among female students in higher educational institutions. Okay, the answer is A. இதுக்கு ட்ரைனிங் கொடுப்பாங்க, இதெல்லாம் பார்த்தோம். Swanidhi, yes, vendor, street vendors கான scheme. Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. Urban development schemes, Amrit Swachh Bharat Mission, Smart Cities, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana 2.0 வந்திருக்கு, அதனால அது கொஞ்சம் ரெலவெண்டா இருக்கலாம். Others 3, other 4 என்னன்னு go through பண்ணிக்கோங்க. அதெல்லாம் பார்த்துக்கோங்க. Government initiatives driving circular agriculture. Which of the following government initiatives are related to promoting circular economy in agriculture and allied sector? Gobardhan scheme, crop residue management, agriculture infrastructure fund, animal husbandry infrastructure development fund. All four are related to circular economy in agriculture, which is nothing but dealing with waste to wealth. Gobardhan aims to convert cattle dung, crop residue and food waste into compressed biogas and organic manure. This scheme is included in the carbon credit trading mechanism. Crop residue management. It promotes both in situ and ex situ management of crop residues. Agricultural Infrastructure Fund provides medium to long-term credit for post-harvest infrastructure. Includes warehouses, cold storage, sorting and grading units and processing centers. Animal Husbandry Infrastructure Development Fund 1,500, 15,000 crores. Atmanirbhar Bharat. Okay. Scheme encourages converting livestock waste into organic fertilizers and biogas. Adilama Agriculture, Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Jal Shakti promote use of treated wastewater for agriculture, landscaping and horticulture. So all schemes are true along with the Jal Shakti mission and water reuse. Edukku circular economy in agriculture. PM Rahat. To ensure cashless hospitalization and assured treatment for road accident victims. Option B. Rahat or road accident victim hospitalization and assured treatment. So, it is a central government initiative aimed at providing cashless treatment to road accident victims. Golden hour na enna idella ketirupanga. Fine. Ayushman Sahakar scheme. It is implemented by National Health Authority. It provides financial assistance in the form of loans to cooperative societies in the healthcare system. Only multi-stake cooperative societies are eligible under this scheme. Answer Anna? It provides financial assistance in the form of loans to cooperative societies. That's a correct statement. Second statement is the correct statement. First one, the scheme is launched by National Cooperative Development Corporation. It is not National Health. National Cooperative Development Corporation. It provides financial assistance in the form of loans to cooperative societies in the healthcare system. So only one, that is your second statement. Multi-stake cooperative societies only in kuduthirukanga, appo kandipa and the option yosikano. Eligible, any cooperative society registered under State Cooperative Societies Act or Multi-State Cooperative Societies Act. முடிஞ்சிச்சா? Okay. So schemes la important schemes திரும்ப அதை நல்ல மாதிரி ரிவைஸ் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. பட் பாசிபிள் கோ த்ரூ தி என்டையர் ஸ்கீம்ஸ். அதோட கண்டென்ட், முக்கியமான கண்டென்ட், பெனிஃபிஷரிஸ், எந்த மினிஸ்ட்ரி, அதோட கரண்ட் எக்கானமி முடிஞ்ச அளவுக்கு ஸ்லோவா போகலாம். ஃபுல் பிடிஎஃப் கம்ப்ளீட் பண்ண முடியலனாலும் ஓகே. இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் ஆனது எக்கானமியும் கவர் பண்ணியிருந்தா எனக்கு ஒரு மன ஆறுதல் இருந்திருக்கும். சரி, fine. We'll start economy. We'll cover the possible questions. Okay. Which among the following countries are members of New Development Bank? New Development Bank. New Development Bank யாரோடது? யாருமா? பிரிக்ஸ். ஸோ பிரிக்ஸோட மெம்பர் கண்ட்ரிஸ் யாருன்னு கொஞ்சம் தெரிஞ்சா நியூ டெவலப்மெண்ட் பேங்க் ஈஸியாக ஆன்சர் பண்ணலாம். ஆன்சர் என்ன ஃபார் த ஃபர்ஸ்ட் கொஸ்டின்? உருக்வே, அர்ஜென்டினா, இவங்க 2 பேர் வரமாட்டாங்க. ஆப்ஷன் பி. Algeria is the latest member to add. That was in news. Adnalda, this question has been raised. Algeria is the new member to add it to your new development bank. Okay. So a bank established by BRICS countries, headquarters in China, Shanghai. Very primary purpose is to mobilize resources for infrastructure and sustainable development projects in emerging economies and developing countries. In 2021, it expanded its membership beyond BRICS to include countries like Bangladesh, UAE, and Egypt. And in 2025, Algeria became the 9th member. So, அவங்க எல்லாருமே part of new development banks. இது current affairsல படிச்சோம். படிங்க. Which of the following statement with respect to International Seaport. It is India's first deep water container transshipment port. The port is being developed entirely by the government of India on an EPC model. So, that is in news, places in news in the port very recent. That is the first deep water container transshipment port. And its port is currently primarily to cater container shipment besides multi-purpose and break bulk cargo. It is currently being developed in a landlord model with a public-private partnership component on design, build, finance, operate, and transfer basis. Okay. Yes. So both the statements are. இது என்ன மாடல் கொடுத்திருந்தாங்க? EPC மாடல் என்ன அர்த்தம்? Procurement தான். C stands for என்ன procurement அது? நம்பி கிட்ட கேக்குறதா சும்மா நானே பார்த்துட்டு வரேன். இருங்க வெயிட் கரோ. EPC மாடல் இல்ல, இது build operate transfer public private partnership மாடல்ல கொண்டு போனது. Engineering, procurement and construction அது. Contract in mind வந்துச்சு. So engineering, procurement and construction model இல்ல. It is been developed by build operate transfer அந்த இதுல. Okay. DBFOT. Design, build, finance, operate and transfer. Financial fraud risk indicator. Consider the following statements. Financial fraud risk indicator is a risk-based metric that classifies a mobile number to have been associated with medium, high, or very high risk of financial fraud. It empowers bank, NBFCs, and UPI service providers to prioritize enforcement and take additional customer protection measures in case of mobile number with high risk. It is introduced by the Department of Telecommunications. Other department than telecommunication. No, all three statements are true. Financial fraud risk indicator. India's Human Development Index. Human Development Index ever repeated, இது வந்து evergreen topic அது. How well we perform, how underperform we, அந்த categoriesல இருந்து எல்லாமே எந்த மாதிரிலாம் questions கேட்குறாமோ அது எல்லாமே கேட்டிருக்காங்க indicators வரைக்கும். So Human Development Index is developed by United Nations, covers which of the following indicators? Life expectancy at birth, mean years of schooling and expected years of schooling, gross national income per capita. Yes, all three are indicators of Human Development Index. இதை நீங்க படிச்சுதான் ஆகணும்னே. Orange economy. Again, we have discussed this in classrooms also. Different types of economy, colors of economy. So orange economy, it deals with option C. It refers to industries that leverage creativity, culture, and intellectual property to produce goods and services. Modified interest subvention scheme. It is a central sector scheme implemented by Government of India. It provides short-term agricultural credit to farmers at concessional interest rates through banks and cooperatives. It is implemented through public sector banks, private sector banks, small finance banks, rural regional banks, regional rural banks, and cooperative banks. Yes, 3 is correct. First one matta correct and central sector or central sponsored. All 3, yeah. So all 3 statements are true. Interest subvention scheme. Yes, all 3. Short term agricultural credit. Ella banks may varum. Yes. RBI and NABARD, they act as nodal agencies for reimbursement of subvention to different categories of banks. The scheme was renamed as Modified Interest Subvention Scheme from the Interest Subvention Scheme. இதான் பழைய பேரு, இது Modified Interest Subvention Scheme னு rename பண்ணிருக்காங்க. Minimum support prices, okay. The Commission for Agricultural Cost and Prices approves the MSP. They recommends the MSP. முன்னாடி இதே ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் பார்த்துருக்கோம். The government announces MSPs for various crops after the sowing season. No, before the sowing season. Harvest sowing ku munadiye. Major millets like bajra, jowar, ragi covered under minimum support price framework in India. Yes, this is the correct statement. Other 2 are wrong. Option C, 3 only. Questions la pathona nenikiren, environment questions. Kharif crops. இதுல இருந்து what are kharif crops, what are rabi crops கூட differentiate பண்ணலாம். But அந்த 3 varieties of kharif, rabi and zayed எங்க suitable இருக்காது? Peninsular states க்கு, southern states க்கு. Payments Regulatory Board Regulations 2025. It repeals the Board for Regulation and Supervision of Payment and Settlement Systems Regulation. It retained the RBI governor as the chairperson and specify that regulatory board will only have the RBI deputy governor in charge of payment and settlement systems. The members to be nominated by the government must have expertise in the fields of payment systems, be less than 70 years of enna answer idukku. All 3. I will skip this type of questions, but I cannot say that to you. Read through the content. All 3 statements are true. GEM platform. GEM platform UPSC காக இல்லனாலும் ஜெனரலாவே GEM platform என்னன்னு தெரிஞ்சுக்கிறது better. What is GEM platform? It is a unified digital marketplace for government buyers and sellers, real-time price discovery and competitive pricing, direct interaction between suppliers and the government buyers, integrated payment and logistics system. The answer? All 4 are. I don't know, I'm supposed to say this, but very years back, we have planned to be a member of GEM platforms. Our friends were all getting cleared and everybody were posted in some of the other government offices and they were insisting us to be a player in the GEM platform. This is much more profitable. சும்மா கவர்மெண்ட் ஆஃபீஸுக்கு கபோர்டு கொடுக்கறதுக்கு, சேர் கொடுக்கறது, பென் கொடுக்கறது. ஸோ ஜெம் போர்ட்டல் வேர் அப்போதான் தெரிஞ்சது அதோட ரியல் பொட்டென்ஷியல். தேர் வேர் சோ மச் மொனோபாலி இன் தி ஜெம் போர்ட்டல். 2-3 பேர் தான் இருப்பாங்க. n number of dealings with government happen. So we happen to learn about GEM portal not as a part of curriculum and practical experiment of GEM. So very important portal. Okay, alternative investment funds, yes, important. Which of the following statements are correct with reference to alternative investment funds? They are private funds in India that collect money from both Indian and foreign investors. AFIs are regulated by the RBI under the Banking Regulation Act 1949. The minimum investment amount in an alternative investment fund is 1 crore per investor. இது கரெக்டா? எந்த ஆக்ட் கீழே? செபி. செபி. So second statement is wrong. First statement is true. First and third statements are true. Minimum investment, it can collect from both Indian and foreign investor. It is a private fund. Okay. It is not covered under. Alternative investment funds are not covered under mutual funds, collective investment schemes, or any other SEBI regulations. So it is a separate private fund. Important for this time, alternative investment funds. என்னன்னு தெரிஞ்சு வச்சுக்கிறது. Categories. Category 1. Example, venture capital funds, SME funds, social venture funds, infrastructure funds. Second category, they do not get specific incentives but do employ leverage except for day-to-day operations, private equity funds, debt funds. Category 3, hedge funds, private investments in public equity. என்ன தெரியுமா? The list of funds கொடுத்துட்டு identify which of them are alternative investment funds னு கேட்கறதுக்கான வாய்ப்பு இருக்கு. So types-உம் ரொம்ப important. எது category 1, category 2 கேட்க மாட்டாங்க, அந்த அளவுக்கு போக மாட்டாங்க. But you need to identify which of them are examples of an alternative investment funds. Eligibility, minimum investment of 1 crore per investor. Cannot accept retail investors. They meant for sophisticated or institutional investors. Okay. They can engage in short selling, derivative trading. What are short selling, derivative trading? இதெல்லாம் உங்களோட questionnaire கூட டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணியிருப்போம் இல்லையா? ஸ்பெகுலேட் கொஞ்ச நேரம் ஃபியூச்சரில் வாங்குறதுக்காக இப்போ செல் பண்ணுறது தான் ஷார்ட் செல்லிங். ஃபைன். India becomes 4th largest economy. Yes. In the country. US, China, Germany, India. Local currency settlement. UAE, Indonesia, Maldives, Mauritius, Bangladesh. The RBI has signed a local currency settlement agreement with which of the above mentioned countries? Bangladesh varadu, the other 4. Local currency settlement na meaning enna? From the very name. நம்மளோட ட்ரேட் செட்டில்மெண்ட்ஸை எந்த கரன்சியில் பண்ணிக்க முடியும்? ருபீஸில். ஓகே, லோக்கல் கரன்சியில். A system that allows two countries to conduct cross-border trade with their own domestic currencies rather than relying on a third-party currency like US dollars. So to make Indian rupee more important in international trade, they have taken different steps and they have signed, RBI has signed a local currency settlement with UAE, Indonesia, Maldives and Mauritius. These are the only countries India has a local currency settlement. Okay. India's total fertility rate with reference to the sample registration system 2021 released by the registrar. Samples registration system சொல்லி ஒரு கிளாஸோட ஸ்டார்டிங்லேயே உங்களுக்கு ஒரு டேபுலேஷன் போட்டு இந்தியாவில் மார்க் பண்ண எல்லா ஃபேக்ட்ஸ் அண்ட் ஃபிகர்ஸையும் நான் கொடுத்தேன். 10 இயர்ஸுக்கு இந்த நம்பர்ஸ் தான் ரோல் அவுட் ஆகும் சாம்பிள் சர்வே ரெஜிஸ்ட்ரேஷனோட. ஸோ அதில் ஆன்சர். In India, Bihar has the highest total fertility rate while Delhi and West Bengal have the lowest. Kerala has the highest elderly population followed by Tamil Nadu and Himachal Pradesh. Both the statements are true. Infant mortality rate என்ன, sex ratio என்ன, which state tops, இது எல்லாமே உங்கள் கரண்ட் அஃபேர்ஸில் இருக்குது. இல்லைனாலுமே சாம்பிள் ரெஜிஸ்ட்ரேஷன் சிஸ்டம் பற்றி அதோட டேட்டாஸை ஃபேக்ட்ஸ் அண்ட் ஃபிகர்ஸை படிங்க. இது எங்கே தெரியுமா? உங்களை இன்டர்வியூ கொஸ்டினில் ரொம்ப சிம்பிளாக கொஸ்டினாக தெரியும் கேட்பாங்க. ஒரு எக்ஸாக்ட் வேல்யூ உங்களுக்கு கொடுக்க முடிஞ்ச ஒரு ஃபேக்சுவல் வேல்யூ கரெக்டாக ஆகுதுன்னு வைங்களேன் இன்டர்வியூவில், அது ஒரு ஆடட் அட்வான்டேஜ். ஐ டோன்ட் எக்ஸாக்ட்லி ரிமெம்பர், ஐ ஃபர்காட், இந்த மாதிரிலாம் நிறைய ஆன்சர்ஸ் வரும் ஃபேக்டாக ஒரு கொஸ்டின் கேட்கும் போது. அந்த மாதிரி ஃபேக்டாக கேட்கறதுக்கு அவங்க ரொம்ப யூஸ் பண்ணுறது இந்தியாவோட ஸ்டாட்டிஸ்டிக்ஸ் தான், சோஷியல் இண்டிகேட்டர்ஸ் தான் யூஸ் பண்ணுவாங்க. ஸோ இந்த நம்பர்ஸை கொஞ்சம் தெரிஞ்சு வச்சுக்கிறது பெட்டர், எஸ்பெஷலி தி ஆவரேஜ் அண்ட் அபவுட் யுவர் ஸ்டேட். மீட்டர் கன்வென்ஷன் இது எதுக்கு? ஏதானா? Okay, okay, fine. This led to the creation of International Bureau of Weights and Measures, tasked with maintaining global measurement standards. Okay, good. Foreign direct investment, question 15. Consider the following. How many of the above are the impacts of declining FDI in India? Declining FDI கூட பார்த்தோம்னு நினைக்கிறேன். More than 95%க்கு மேல dip from the next consecutive 2 yearsல FDI ஓட investment saw a very drastic decline. So what could be the impacts? Narrowing current account deficit, reduced job creation, high capital formation, increased currency volatility, balance of payment crisis. யார் யாரெல்லாம் வரும், யார் வரமாட்டா? எது வராதுப்பா? High capital formation, obvious elimination. 3. Current account deficit narrow ஆகுமா, widen ஆகுமா? அதிகமாகும். அப்போ narrowing current account deficit na meaning என்ன? Lowering current account deficit. So answer, reduced capital availability, slower job technology. எங்கடா? Widening current account deficit and capital formation is low. Okay, இது ரெண்டும் eliminate பண்ணீங்கன்னா answer வந்து yes. 1, 2, 3. Only 3. Reduced job creation, increased currency volatility, and balance of payment crisis. India's net foreign direct investment plummets. Plummets na anartham falls by 96.5% to reach the record low. இருந்ததுலயே நம்ம அந்த அளவுக்கு தான் இன்வெஸ்ட்மெண்ட் குறைஞ்சிருக்கு. India's energy transition index is published by World Economic Forum. World Economic Forum. WTO ன்னு கொடுத்திருப்பாங்க sometimes optionsல. No, it is your World Economic Forum. Expansionary policies. If RBI adopts an expansionist monetary policy, okay, which of the following will be the most common effect on economy? Chalo. Inflation, currency variation. Inflation என்ன ஆகும்? Increased inflation இருக்கும்போது தான் எதை கொண்டு வருவாங்களே RBI? Expansionist policies கொண்டு வருவாங்க. So answer is except 2, 1, 3 and 4. Yes, ma'am. Fossil fuel finance report. Fossil fuel finance report. தெரியல. Answer என்ன? Option A. Banking on climate chaos coalition. 2025 report, so it becomes relevant. The very name of fossil fuel in it. Fossil fuel finance report is prepared by, again, not a well-known organization. So possibilities of question in a statement wise கேட்கறதுக்கான chances அதிகம். ஏன்னா இப்படி வச்சா சம்மந்தமே இல்லாமல் இது ஏன் வச்சிருக்காங்க, இதான் ஆன்சராக இருக்குமோன்னு நம்ம வந்து ஈஸியாக அப்ரோச் பண்ணுறோம். அதனால ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்டாக கொடுத்துருவாங்க. That is where most of us go wrong. So answer, Fossil Fuel Finance Report by the Banking on Climate Chaos Coalition reveals that world's 65 largest banks collectively committed $869 billion to fossil fuel companies in 2024, up from 707 billion in 2003. Seri. Notably, SBI was among nearly 50 banks that increased their fossil fuel financing. வாய்ப்பு இருக்கு. So RBI as the 47th largest lender. Digital payment intelligence platform. இதெல்லாம் உங்க classes நான் கொண்டு போல எல்லாம் chart போட்டு வச்சிருந்தேன். சரி, fine. Digital payment intelligence platform is launched by RBI. RBI தானே? launched by RBI. It is a new initiative in collaboration with major banks to combat the rise of digital payment frauds. Digital payment frauds குறைக்கிறதுக்காக கொண்டு வந்த இனிஷியேட்டிவ் தான் டிஜிட்டல் பேமெண்ட் இன்டெலிஜென்ஸ் பிளாட்ஃபார்ம். ஃப்ராட் டிடெக்ஷன் தான். ஓகே. இந்தியா போஸ்ட் பேமெண்ட்ஸ் பேங்க். போஸ்ட் பேமெண்ட்ஸ் பேங்க். Chalo. India Post Payment Banks is a 100% Government of India owned entity under the Department of Posts, Ministry of Finance. Department of Post comes under Ministry of Communication. Adnal da wrong. 100% owned entity. Adu correct. Seri, okay. Ministry of Telecommunication. It offers savings and current accounts to current accounts up to balance of rupees 2 lakh. It provides unified payments interference and Aadhaar enabled payment services. Obviously, அது இல்லாம எங்கேயுமே இருக்க முடியாது. So, okay. It can issue both debit and credit cards. பண்ண முடியுமா? Debit card பண்ணலாம், credit card வாய்ப்பில்லை. Yes. So, the answer is 2 and 3. Option B, 2 and 3. India Post Payment Banks. Okay, the relevance, why it is in news also becomes important. The India's post payment banks achieved first position among payment banks in India in the performance index for financial year and received special mention award for the financial year 23-24. Very important bank it seems. Okay. Unified UPI QR code, RuPay debit card, not credit card. Okay, Aadhaar enabled. Fine, ma. GST Council. Okay. Article 279 Clause A constituted of the Constitution. GST Council shall consist of who among the following? Yaar yaarla irpa? All four? Okay, all four. Now we'll skip to next question. Reciprocal tariffs. Okay. Reciprocal tariffs are in news. Which of the following best describes the term reciprocal tariffs, sometimes seen in news? Answer. Option D. A tax or trade restriction that one country places on another in response to similar actions taken by that country to create balance in trade between nations. So this is reciprocal tax. US reciprocal tax, including 26% on all imports from India, will be on take effect. There is no agreement. Biggest obstacle in the deal, so that is what it has been in news. Reciprocal tax, the term is very important per se. Yes. Border infrastructure project. Zasner's Shopping Road. Okay. Avana na kelipatrukken. The above mentioned initiatives are part of border effort to enhance connectivity and security in which among the regions? Jammu Kashmir. Champagne tribes. Okay, so it is Jammu Kashmir. Approved 19 infrastructure projects. So these are all important. Okay. Pirki Gali Tunnel, Sadhana Tunnel, unga current affairs la irukka vaaipu irukku. I mean, places in news la, Indian places la. Okay, Zasner Champagne Road, Tehrgam Chamkote Road. These are all infrastructure projects in Jammu and Kashmir. International Potato Center South Asia regional center. Okay. The potato is the third most available food crop in the world after rice and wheat. India is the top potato producer and consumer in the world, followed by China. No. This is no. This is very true. Potato is not native to India. The Indian crop கிடையாது. பாப்பா எங்க நம்ம பொசிஷன் என்ன? அப்புறம் என்ன? என்னப்பா? டாப்ல செகண்ட். Followed by China. Okay. கொஞ்சம் கன்ஃபியூசிங் தான். This is second. சரி. China is the top producer, followed by India. Yes, third most available food crop after rice and wheat. Well, sweet potato is in the 6th position after maize and cassava. What is cassava? கப்பக்கிழங்கு. Tapioca. Tapioca. Gross value added. இதெல்லாம் படிச்சு சொல்லுங்க. இதெல்லாம் core economy. Gross value added. Answer என்ன? Subsidies and help. Yes, both are correct and is the right explanation. A. 25, 26. Sagar Setu is a digital platform for maritime trade and operations in India, launched by Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways. Sagar Setu. சாகர்னா மேரிடைம்னு கனெக்ட் பண்ணிடுவீங்க, அதனால இந்த கொஸ்டின் கேட்க மாட்டாங்க. ஓகே. ஆபரேஷன் டீப் மேனிஃபெஸ்ட் அகெயின் கரண்ட் அஃபேர்ஸ்ல டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ண ஒண்ணு. பாகிஸ்தான்ல ப்ரொடியூஸ் பண்ண குட்ஸை வந்து டாரிஃப் பண்றதுக்காக எடுத்துட்டு வந்தது. ஸோ operations undertaken by the Directorate of Revenue Intelligence. யாரும் இதுல படிச்சு வச்சுக்கோங்க, because it is given in the very statement of the question. இதை நீங்க இக்னோர் பண்ண சான்ஸ் அதிகம். So who it is undertaken by the Directorate of Revenue Intelligence, targeting the illegal import of Pakistani origin goods routed through third countries is called Operation Deep Manifest. இது உங்க கரண்ட் அஃபேர்ஸ்ல இருக்கு, ஒன் லைனர்ஸ்ல இருக்கு. எஸ். சைல்டு மோர்டாலிட்டி ரேட். சாம்பிள் ரெஜிஸ்ட்ரேஷன் இதுல அது என்ன டிஃபைன் பண்ணுது, வாட் இஸ் தி வேல்யூ அப்படின்னு உங்களுக்கு சார்ட் போட்டு இருக்கு. ப்ளீஸ். சைல்டு மோர்டாலிட்டினா என்ன? இன்ஃபென்ட் மோர்டாலிட்டி, நியோநாட்டல் மோர்டாலிட்டி, சைல்டு மோர்டாலிட்டி, இதான் அதோட progression. So number of children under 5 every 1000 lives. Sorry. Under 5 every 1000 life birth in a given period. That is your child mortality. Employment linked incentives. Under this scheme, the first time employees registered, முன்னாடி பார்த்ததே தான், EPFO will receive 1 month EPF wage up to 15,000 in 2 installments. The scheme also incentivizes employees up to 3,000 per month for 2 years for each additional employee sustained employment for at least 6 months. நிறைய facts and figures இருக்குது. So scheme கொஞ்சம் டீடைலா படிச்சு வச்சுக்கோங்க. Both the statements given are true. Employment linked incentives. Financial Stability Report produced by RBI. Report reviews trends in money, bond, forex, equity markets, including volatility and external funds flow. Yes, all. Both the statements are true. Financial Stability Report, RBI ni இப்படி தூக்கத்துல தட்டி கேட்டாலும் சொல்லணும். Okay, extended fund facility. இது யாரு? Extended fund facility. What are the instruments by IMF னு கேட்டு அதுல அவங்களோட instruments லிஸ்ட் பண்ணியிருந்தாங்க. 2 important instruments. So extended fund facility is again one of the instruments of IMF, International Monetary Fund. அதை தாண்டி நிறைய கிரெடிட் lending instruments இருக்கு. Question was rapid credit facility and extended credit facilities இத பத்தி யூபிஎஸ்சி PYQ இருக்கு. 2 question கொடுத்துட்டு 2 instruments கொடுத்துட்டு இது யாரோட lending instrumentsனே கேட்டிருந்தாங்க. So இது என்ன, see what it deals with, எத்தனை percentageல கொடுப்பாங்க, எவ்வளவு time frame கொடுப்பாங்க, எந்த செக்டாருக்கு கொடுப்பாங்க, that is not needed as of now. இது எல்லாமே lending instruments of IMFனு தெரிஞ்சா போதும். IMF lends loans to யாருக்கு IMF கொடுக்கும், வேர்ல்டு பேங்க்கும் IMFும் உள்ள டிஃபரன்ஸ் என்ன அப்படின்னு தெரிஞ்சுக்கோங்க. யார் ஹார்ட் லோன்ஸ் கொடுப்பா, யார் சாஃப்ட் லோன்ஸ் கொடுக்கும், யார் மெம்பர் கண்ட்ரீஸுக்கு மட்டும் கொடுப்பாங்க, யார் இன்ஃப்ராஸ்ட்ரக்சர் ப்ராஜெக்ட்ஸுக்கு ஃபோக்கஸ் பண்ணுவாங்க, இந்த மாதிரி கொஞ்சம் அவங்களோட டிஃபரன்சியேஷன் கன்வென்ஷன் படிக்கும் போது படிச்சு வைங்க. சரியா, வேர்ல்டு பேங்க் வர்சஸ் IMF. So these are lending instruments by IMF, standby agreement, extended fund facility, rapid financing agreement. இதெல்லாம் question கேட்டிருக்காங்க. Rapid credit facility, flexible credit line, precautionary and liquidity line, resilience and sustainability facility. Lending instrument in போனாலே அது majorly யாருக்கு தான் associate பண்ண முடியும், IMFக்கு தான். வேர்ல்டு பேங்க்குக்கு இந்த மாதிரி specific set of categorized lending instruments இல்ல. Okay, reclaim நான் கிளாஸ்ல கொண்டு போல, but still it is very important. எதுக்கு இது, reclaim ஏ தானே, டியா, கோல் ரிலேட்டடா, schemes, structured guide for inclusive community engagement and development. கோல் மினிஸ்ட்ரி தான் அதை இனிஷியேட் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. reclaim this is important. Reach out, envision, co-design, localize, act, integrate and maintain. This is your reclaim, Ministry of Coal. Structured guide for inclusive community engagement and development through the mine closure and post-closure phases. Okay, reclaim. Gig economy, yes. Already question வந்திருக்கு. So இந்த தடவை அதை கொஞ்சம் expand பண்றதுக்கும் வாய்ப்பு இருக்கு. With reference to the regulation of gig workers in India, there is no legal recognition of gig workers in any of the laws in India. இதை பார்த்துமா, social security codesல வந்து gig economies, especially the platform workers explain பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. The gig workers are entitled to mandatory social security. Not mandatory, just now they have been included. They have recognized for social security. Mandatory kondu varala. Rajasthan established the state level welfare board for the gig workers. 3 correct? Yes, Rajasthan. Telangana is the state to bring in a law for gig workers. The first state. Irengana answer ka pakra. Code on Social Security 2020, first major legislation to define and recognize gig and platform workers. Gig workers la yaarilla varuvanga, platform workers varuvanga, non-platform workers varuvanga. E-Shram portal, yes. Health coverage, Ayushman Bharat kide, fine, all fine. Gender budgeting. ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஒரு லா ஆக்ட் பாஸ் பண்ணாங்க ஆன் கிக் ஒர்க்கர்ஸோட செக்யூரிட்டிக்காக. அது பில்லா இருக்கா ஆக்டா இருக்கான்னு தெரியல. தெலுங்கானா இஸ் அகெயின் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஸ்டேட் டு எக்ஸிக்யூட் அ லா ஆன் கிக் ஒர்க்கர்ஸ். பாக்குறேன்னா ராஜஸ்தான் பார்க்கவும். எஸ்பா, தேங்க்யூப்பா. Telangana is the recent state to pass a platform-based gig workers registration social security welfare bill, making it one of the 5 states with the law based on gig workers. Recent state. அதனால current affairsல படிச்சதுனால எனக்கு ஞாபகம் வந்தது, வேற ஒண்ணும் இல்ல. Gender budgeting. Chalo. Gender budgeting was officially institutionalized in India in 2005-06. Part A of gender budgeting deals schemes in which 100% provision is for women. In the Union Budget 24-25, Part C was included for schemes with allocations for women and girls below 30 percentage. So core facts. What are gender budgeting? அப்ப எதை எப்படி introduce பண்ணாங்க? What are the different components? உங்களுக்கு படிக்கிறது ரொம்ப important தான். So part A, part B, part C. Samagra Siksha, PM Shri, PM Poshan, Jal Jeevan, PM Kisan, Krishi Sinchaya. இதில் கொடுத்துருக்கிற மிஷன் சக்தி போஷன் 2 திஷா ப்ரோக்ராம் இதில் கொடுத்துருக்கிறது எல்லாமே இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் ஸ்கீம்ஸ். உமன்னு எந்த ஆங்கிளில் ஒரு ஷேடு தெரிஞ்சாலும் யூபிஎஸ்சி would be very much favored to ask questions. So regarding this, all three statements are true. எங்க gender budgeting, all statements are true. Gini coefficient of inequality, again a classic economy question. It measures the income or wealth inequality. It ranges from 0 to 100 ila 0 to 1. Perfect inequality to perfect equality. 0 to 1. So second statement wrong, first statement true. So we have a decline. India has witnessed a remarkable decline in the income inequality. India now ranks 4th most equal. 4th growing economy oda fact ku கீழே நம்ம படிச்சதா 4th most equal country அப்படின்னு இந்தியா பிளேஸ் ஆயிருக்கு. ரெண்டுமே 4th position. Perfect equality, perfect inequality and perfect equality 0 to 1. Variable rate reverse repo. This was in question. Repo rate and variable repo rates பத்தி நம்ம ஒரு question பார்த்தோம் where I went the answer wrong. To increase the liquidity, to maintain the money supply, increasing money supply ன்னு statement இருந்தது உங்களோட economic questionsல. So what are variable rate repo rate? Variable rate reverse repo. The variable repo rate auction is usually undertaken to withdraw excess liquidity from the system to tackle inflation. It is a fixed rate set by RBI to pay interest to the banks. Fixed rate illa, it is subjected to change. So second statement is false, first statement is true. Ayyo. Answer enna? First C. Variable repo rate usually done to withdraw excess money. The interest is determined, it is not fixed, it is determined by the market forces of demand and supply of liquidity. Reference PYQ, எப்படி questions வரலாம் அப்படின்னு. Fine. Rare earth metals, again important, they are referred to as the vitamins of modern economy. Rare earth metals. China dominates the global rare earth supply chain and tightening grip over exports. China holds the world's largest reserve of rare earth elements. China accounts for nearly 70% of global rare earth elements mining and more than 90% of refining capacity. என்னவா இருக்கலாம் China dominate பண்றதுக்கு? First statement is very true. Second and 2 right, which rightly explains one நான் பார்க்கணும். World largest reserve China la irka? Yes, but it is not the only region. So enga both 2 and 3 correct on the numbers. ரெண்டுமே கரெக்டா? Okay. 70% and 90% of refining capacity. Ukraine, Greenland, other possible locations, Russia, India, Vietnam, Canada, Australia, Brazil, okay, Madagascar, Tanzania, South Africa, Burundi. India holds 6% of world's rare earth reserves. இது especially monazite, இது ஒரு questionல பார்த்தோம், coastal regions of Kerala. So yes. இப்போ இதுக்கு ஆன்சர் என்னப்பா? All both the statements are true, but one of them explains the which one? The third statement. Okay, explains the first one. Palm oil. Palm oil is in news. Yes. India is the world's largest importer of palm oil in the world. Andhra Pradesh and Telangana together account for around 97% of India's domestic crude palm oil production. Yes. In the states, Dana? Yes. National Mission on Edible Oil. Okay. Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand are the primary palm oil imports for India. Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand. Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, yes, contribute 97%. Both the statements are true. Yes. Oil, is it good or bad for your health? Oil free. நான் ஆயில்ல பொரிச்சா சாப்பிட மாட்டேன், ஆயில் மிதந்தா சாப்பிட மாட்டேன். ஆயில் வந்து நம்ம பாடிக்கு தேவையா அப்ப தேவையில்லையா? இந்த தட்கான் இது தாளிப்பு சொல்லுவாங்கல்ல, தாளிப்பு கூட எண்ணெய் இல்லாம பண்ணலாம், ஆமாவா இல்லையா? எண்ணெயே சேர்த்துக்க மாட்டாங்க. எண்ணெய் நல்லதா கெட்டதா? எண்ணெய் அவ்வளோ நல்லது. எவ்வளோ கன்சியூம் பண்றோம், எப்போ கன்சியூம் பண்றோங்கிறது தான் இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். ஏன் ஏன் நல்லது? எல்லாமே எப்படி உடம்புக்கு நல்லதோ அதுவும் உடம்புக்கு நல்லதுன்னு எல்லாம் இல்ல. நம்மளோட விட்டமின்ஸ் இருக்கும் தெரியுமா? ABCDEFEK. ABCDEKல 2 விட்டமின் தவிர பாக்கி இருக்கிற எல்லா விட்டமினுமே ஃபேட் சால்யுபிள் விட்டமின்ஸ். அதுக்கு ஆயில் அதுல இருக்கக்கூடிய ஃபேட் இருந்தாதான் அந்த விட்டமின் நம்மளால பாடி அக்யூமுலேட்டைஸே பண்ணிக்க முடியும். சரியா? ஸோ the quality and the quantity of oil, that is to be noted. Okay, gender gap report again. World Economic Forum PYQ. Findings and then go through பண்ணிக்கங்க. Gender gap report. Okay. World Economic Forum. Operation Fire Trail. This was in news. The Directorate of Revenue Intelligence in Operation Fire Trail seized huge quantities of Chinese firecrackers. So for third statement is very true. In India, firecrackers can only be imported with a license from Directorate General of Foreign Trade. Yes. In India, firecrackers are classified as a restricted item under Indian trade classification. Yes. All statements are true. Green crackers no question on the fine. About the packaging and all. So all statements are true. Trade Watch Quarterly. Yaar idu? In India, published by Niti Aayog. Okay. Trade Watch Quarterly. Quarterly trade data, sectoral insights. Fine. India's trade deficit. Chalo. Statement 1, 2, 3. First statement correct. The increase in export can reduce India's trade deficit. Yes. India's merchandise export are larger than the service export in recent years. No. Service exports are more. We are a service-based economy. Explicitly சொல்ல முடியாதுனாலும் fine. Top export destination for India? I have no idea. US. US remained the top export destination for India, growing 21 to others include UAE, Netherlands, and China. Imports the adhigam, mercantile imports, exports avida. So yes, so only first statement is true. Both the statements are wrong. Option D. Option D. Periodic labor force survey. Yes. Labor force participation. What is labor force? What is working force? இது எல்லாமே தெரிஞ்சு வச்சுக்கோங்க. Participation rate is the percentage of employed persons in the population. Worker population ratio is the percentage of persons working or seeking or available for work. Unemployment rate is the percentage of persons unemployed among the persons in the labor force. Third, for persons in the working population. 1 and 2. Statement 1 and 2 are correct. Huh? Only one. எது correct அப்போ? Third one தான் correct. என்னடா இப்படி சொல்றீங்க நீங்க என்ன? Labor force na என்ன? Seeking to work labor உண்மையிலேயே வேலையில இருக்கிறவங்க worker. Oh yeah. Fine. அப்போ இது correct தான். Fine. நேத்து தான் படிச்சியா? சூப்பர்ரா. Travel and Tourism Development Index 2024. யார் ரிலீஸ் பண்றா? 8th largest tourism economy is correct. World Tourism Travel and Tourism Development Index released by World Economic Forum. Eighth largest tourism economy. First country tourism top ஆனது இது Croatia. Places in news la பார்த்தோம் ஞாபகம் இருக்கா? Because of that Game of Thrones series, Croatia is the country which topped. As per US remains largest tourism economy. China ranks second. India is 8th. India's renewable energy goals arrange the contribution of renewable energy from highest to lowest. Highest to lowest. Highest edu solar, second wind, apra biopower and hydro, small hydro. Biopower na enapa? Biogas. 1 2 3 4. Highest to lowest chart edna irka? 48%, 21, 4.5, 2, and last waste to energy 0.4. Highest to lowest. 8 core industries, again a favorite theme. Classic convention questions. Chalo. The index of 8 core industries is released monthly by the Office of Economic Advisor under Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Among the 8 core industries, the coal sector contributes highest weightage in the index of industrial production. Yaar highest weightage yaar? Refineries are sure. Paathite vara. Refinery products, electricity, steel, apparanda coal. So second statement is wrong. Zotzilla Tunnel, Jammu Kashmir. Edupa? Kudiran Tunnel, Kerala. Sela, Arunachal Pradesh. Arunachal Pradesh. All three are rightly matched. 47. All three are rightly matched and they have given a list of important tunnels and their location. RBI's Financial Inclusion Index. Which of the following is not a parameter of RBI's Financial Inclusion Index? Not. Access, usage, quality, and proximity. proximity வராதாம். Parameters, it comprises 3 broad parameters: access, usage and quality. Index la access na availability of financial services, usage na depth and frequency of usage, that is the number of accounts, digital payments, credit, insurance penetration idella. Quality, customer protection, financial literacy, grievance redressal and service disparities. So these are the 3 important indicators of financial inclusion index of RBI. Gross non-performing assets. என்னப்பா? Answer? A. Fine. Loans or advances issued by banks or financial institutions that no longer bring in money for the lender. Adha gross. Point of call status. It refers to the official designation of an airport allowing foreign airlines to operate direct international flights to and from that specific airport. It is granted under a bilateral air service agreement between two countries through the Ministry of Civil Aviation. True. Point of call, both statements are both 1 and 2. Both the statements are true. Idella skip பண்ணுங்க சரியா? World Economic Outlook. We are prepared பண்ற IMF. PYQ. This is a PYQ. அதோட observations and என்னன்னு பார்த்துக்கோங்க. Banking Laws Amendment Act. Directors of central cooperative banks may also serve on state cooperative bank boards where they hold membership. Banks now report to RBI every Friday instead of month end or final fortnight or quarter. Account or locker holders may appoint up to 4 nominees. The central government is empowered to further revise substantial interest threshold by notification. How many of the above changes were brought under the recent Banking Laws Amendment Act 2025? Banking exams க்கு ரொம்ப இம்பார்ட்டண்டா இருக்கலாம். ஓகே, இந்த அளவுக்கு யூபிஎஸ்சி கேட்பாங்களான்னு எனக்கு தெரியல related to banking, but still it is given in your GMT, so go through all 4 changes. All the given changes are brought in by the recent Banking Act 2025. So they have redefined the substantial interest threshold, raised from 5 lakh to 2 crore. Extended director tenure in cooperative banks. Maximum tenure increased from 8 to 10 years. Cross-institutional directorship permitted. That is, central cooperative banks may also serve on state cooperative bank boards where they hold membership. RBI now need to report on every Friday. Instead of every Friday, now they can report at a month end or okay. All statements are given are correct. And இது எல்லாமே changes ஆமா, பரவாயில்ல இருக்கட்டும், அது அங்கேயே இருக்கட்டும். Question number 53, money laundering. Yes ma, money laundering again a favorite theme. UPSC order. Consider the following statement with respect to legal frameworks preventing money laundering in India. The Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002 aims at preventing and controlling money laundering and recovering assets derived from such acts. The Directorate of Revenue Intelligence is the primary agency responsible for enforcing Prevention of Money Laundering Act. India has signed double taxation avoidance agreement with about 85 countries to prevent money laundering. Okay, only 2 statements are correct. அப்ப யார் wrong statement யாரு? Second one, who is responsible? Primary agency? Enforcement Directorate. Enforcement Directorate is the primary agency responsible for enforcing the act. Okay. So 85 countries la நம்ம double taxation avoidance agreement போட்டிருக்குமா? 85 countries including USA, UK, Germany, France, UAE, Singapore and Mauritius. Fine. Recently, the US president imposed an additional 25% tariff on Indian imports, raising the total levy on Indian goods to 50%. In this context, what are all the impacts of high tariffs on Indian economy? இதெல்லாம் எதுவுமே இல்லைனாலும் இது கொஸ்டினுக்கான பாசிபிலிட்டி. What are the impacts of high tariffs on Indian economy? Indian goods become more expensive. It will widen the trade and current account deficit. Increase in India's export to US, discourage FDI from US firms in Indian manufacturing. கண்டிப்பா export இருக்காது, increase ஆகாது. Other three, 1, 2 and 4. Yes. This was seen as a kind of economic sanction, but not explicitly on Indian economy. Yes. The Monetary Policy Committee. Classic economy question. Chalo. The UN Finance Minister is the ex officio chairman of the committee. Monetary Policy Committee. It also comprises 3 officials of the RBI as the members of the committee. The governor of the RBI of India has the casting vote in case of tie in decision making. இவருக்கு casting vote in time of decision making na அப்ப யாரு அத chair பண்ணுவா? The governor of RBI தான். So obviously 2 and 3, 1 wrong. Monetary Policy Committee. Uranium oxide. Okay. What is the common to the places known as Padi? So the answer would be major uranium deposits. Uranium enrichment padikkumbodhu we do mention the term. It is known as yellow cake. Yellow cake refers to அப்படிங்கிறதே simple question இருக்கலாம். So uranium oxide is commonly known as yellow cake in powder form after milling uranium ore. Uranium oxide resources in India, அது எல்லாமே அந்த places தான். Major deposits தான் இந்த place கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. Major states. Application, nuclear power generation, isotope production, defense application, research and medical uses. So in the medical uses மறந்துடாதீங்க. Isotopes or uranium has got medical uses also. Uranium is a dual use material with both civilian and strategic importance. Swaminathan, okay. Father of Indian Green Revolution primarily because he promoted high yielding varieties of rice and wheat in 1960s. Green Revolution oda father. He is also known as the father of economic ecology. இவரை பத்தி கேட்க வாய்ப்பு குறைவு, ஏன்னா யூபிஎஸ்சில இல்லாதவங்களுக்கே எம்எஸ் சுவாமிநாதனை நல்லா தெரியும். அதனால இந்த கொஸ்டினை கொண்டு போக மாட்டாங்க, பட் தெரிஞ்சு வச்சுக்காங்க. He is such an important person and his contributions are even more important. Retail inflation. With reference to Indian economy, retail inflation can be caused or increased by which of the following? Low demand and high supply. Increase in input cost. Yes. Rise in global commodity prices. Rise in global commodity prices. Retail inflation increase aguma? Yes, by competition. So first one varadu? Yes. So the answer is 2 and 3. Low demand and high supply varadu. Retail inflation. Soya bean. This time I do expect a question based on soya bean production. Of the one of the two major soya bean producers in the world, Brazil and United States, The farmer produces more soybean than the later. என்ன farmer producer இதான் first secondங்கறாங்களா? Okay. China is the largest soy importer in the world. Yes. இது பார்த்தோமா முன்னாடியே already ஒரு earlier questionக்கு. So answer என்ன? Both the statement are true, but does not correctly explain the first one. So option B. Small finance bank. Chalo. Again, a favorite area. Small finance, payment finance. இதெல்லாம் UPSC ஓட favorite. One wrong. At least 75% of their adjusted net bank credit must be allocated to priority sectors and minimum 50. Yeah, wrong. 75% தானப்பா small finance banks-க்கு. The minimum paid up capital is 2,000 crore. At least 25% of branches must be in unbanked rural centers. Small finance banks cannot establish subsidiaries for non-banking financial services. Answer என்ன? All four are correct. First statement யார் wrong சொன்னது என்கிட்ட அடி வாங்குவீங்க பாருங்க. சொல்யூஷனும் கையில இருக்கு. All four statements are true. 75%. There is a amendment brought and changes brought in 75% small finance banks-க்கு priority sector lending கொடுக்கணும். ஷோரா? எந்த ரீசன்ட் அது? ஓகே. ரீசன்ட் சேஞ்சஸ் இது வராதா? ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் வராதா? எத்தனை வேல்யூ? ஷோர் தானப்பா? வெரி ஷோர். தேங்க்யூ. ஓகே தென். ஸோ இது அந்த ரீசன்ட்டுக்குள்ள வரல, அதனால ஆல் ஃபோர் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்ஸ் ஆர் ட்ரூ இந்த கேஸ்ல. 61 பிரதான் மந்திரி விக்சித் பாரத் ரோஸ்கர் யோஜனா. It aims to catalyze employment generation across all sectors, especially manufacturing. It provides an incentive up to 15,000 paid through direct benefit transfer using Aadhaar bridge payment system. Which of the following statements are true? Both. Both the statements are true. GST. GST is a comprehensive. இதெல்லாம் கொஞ்சம் நீங்க படிச்சிருப்பீங்க, இதெல்லாம் ரிப்பீட்டடா வந்ததுனால தான் கொஞ்சம் வேகமா போறேன். எந்த அளவுக்கு மேக்ஸிமம் கொஸ்டின்ஸ் கவர் பண்ண முடியுமோ அந்த அளவுக்கு பெட்டர் நினைச்சேன். 10 வரைக்கும் தான் செஷனு. ஒரு 70 questions பார்த்துருவோமா? चलो. GST is a comprehensive direct tax levied on the supply of goods and services in India. It is a indirect tax. GST is collected at the place of production, not consumption. No. இல்லையா? GST council is chaired by finance minister. Yes, only the third statement is correct. Option 3. Diamond industry. With reference to the diamond industry in India, which among the following statements are correct? India accounts for 90 to 95% of the world's cut and polished diamonds by volume. Yes. India is also producing lab-grown diamonds. Golconda in Madhya Pradesh is the only active diamond mine in India operated by National Mineral Development Corporation. Golconda in Madhya Pradesh, are there? So Golconda in Telangana, the movie, என்னவா? பேர் என்ன பேர்? மகதீராலாம் இல்லடா, இன்னொன்னு KGF கோலார் கோல்ட் மைன்ஸ். அது சரி, ஃபைன். மகதீரா தானா? Movie knowledge is much better. So Panna mines, which is in Madhya Pradesh, is the only active gold mines. Okay pa. So Panna. India is also growing lab grown diamonds. EPFO. How many of the following are managed by EPFO? Employees Provident Fund, Employees Pension Scheme, Employees Deposit Linked Insurance. All are like all. Option A, all three are managed by Employment Provident Fund. Semicon. Semicon என்னவா இருக்கும்? Obviously Semicon India 2025 is wholly organized by India under the India Semiconductor Mission. Indian Semiconductor Mission is an independent institution under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Both the statements are wrong. Yaar conduct panta? It is organized by SEMI. SEMI yarupa? SEMI enga irukku full form? About SEMI ki SEMI ye kaanume. Indian Semiconductor Mission is an independent institution under Ministry of Environment and Information. Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. SEMI enga? SEMI ena yarupa? So it is not solely by Government of India along with the SEMI. Fine. Paradu. Next. Central Board of Direct Taxes. Ivana patti solunga. It is a statutory authority under Central Board of Revenue Act 1963. It functions under the Department of Revenue, Ministry of Finance, Central Board of Direct Tax. It supervises and controls the Income Tax Department. Direct taxes. Answer all three. All three are correct. Statutory authority under Central Board of Revenue Act 1963. Okay. Cotton. Cotton production. Question 67. Consider the following statements. India is the largest producer of cotton in the world. India has the largest area under cotton cultivation globally, covering about 38% of world's cotton growing areas. India எத்தனாவது producer cottonல? First யாரு? India has the largest area under cotton cultivation globally, covering 38%. Okay. So second statement is true, first statement is false. Fine. India Post Payment Banks. முன்னாடி பார்த்தோம் தானே? என்ன வராது? பாக்கியெல்லாம் வருமா? Others except 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is very important. இது இந்த கிளாஸ்ல கூட நான் எடுக்கல. Bharati Initiative. Very important for this UPSC. Bharati Initiative launched in 2025 is related to empowering startups for agri export through technology and incubation. இதை நோட் பண்ணுவீங்க. நான் பாரதி இனிஷியேட்டிவ் எடுத்து படிங்க கொஞ்சம். யார் லான்ச் பண்றா? Bharati Initiative. Next generation GST reforms பாத்துமா நம்ம இதை கிளாஸ்ல கொண்டு போனா next generation GST reforms இல்லைன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். இல்லை நான் எடுத்து வரல. சார் எடுத்துறாரா? கன்வென்ஷன் எடுத்து ஆன்சர். Consider the following statement regarding broader impact of GST rationalization. Reduction in GST on household items and food products will increase disposable income and support demand-led growth. Lowering GST on automobiles and auto parts will primarily benefit high-end luxury car manufacturers. Zero GST on life-saving drugs reflect the government's focus on inclusive healthcare. Yes. And the statement wrong idhila? Second one. So these are all true, 1 and 3. Next generation GST reforms. India, European Union, India, FTA. FTA in the countries oda irukkunala list pathuma. Free trade agreement India oda எந்த கிளாஸ்ல எடுக்கிறேன்னு மறந்து போதான் எனக்கு. சரி, fine. With reference to ongoing negotiations of the India-European free trade agreement, consider the following statement. It aims to double trade between India and European Union and stabilize global economy. One of the key sticking points in the trade talks has been tariffs on agricultural products and dairy. European Union has already imposed sanctions on India for continuing trade with Russia. No, third varadu. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. No, rendu question பார்க்கலாம். 5 minutes இருக்கு. Pulses production. India is the world's largest producer. பாத்துமா இத? Largest producer, consumer, importer வரும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். Wait. Yes, India is one of the largest importer. அந்த questionல என்ன இருந்தது? Exporters இருந்தது. Yes, all three, producer, consumer and importer. Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Rajasthan are the top pulse growing states. Yes, nearly 80% of pulse production in India occurs through irrigated cultivation. No. Third one wrong. So dependence on rain-fed. Rain-fed agriculture, it requires less water. Therefore, irrigated is தேவையில்லை. Other two are correct. 1 and 2. Option A, 1 and 2. Maternity mortality ratio, MMR, is defined as the number of maternal deaths per 10,000, 100,000, 1 lakh live births. Correct than 1 lakh live births. இது கொஞ்ச நேரத்துக்கு முன்னாடி பார்த்தோம் தானே FDI ஹை கேபிட்டல் இருக்காது, widening of current account. Multi-dimensional poverty index, again a favorite theme. இதோட முடிச்சுக்கலாம். Question number 75 ஓட. Consider the following statement with respect to National Multi-Dimensional Poverty Index. Yes. Intensity of poverty, bank account and maternal death are two indicators included. ஆமாவா? Third statement correct அப்பா? All three. Bank account and maternal health are two indicators included in the National Multi-Dimensional Poverty Index. All three statements are true. சரி, ரிமைனிங் கொஸ்டின்ஸ் போய் பார்ப்பீங்களா? பார்த்து தான் ஆகணும், வேற வழி இல்லை. இது படிச்சுட்டு அடுத்து என்ன படிப்பீங்க? என்விரான்மெண்ட், எக்கானமி, ஸ்கீம்ஸ் கவர் பண்ணியிருக்கு. அதுக்கு அடுத்து யூ நீட் டு ஸ்ட்ரெஸ் ஆன் இன்டர்நேஷனல் ரிலேஷன்ஸ், அதுக்கப்புறமேட்டி சயின்ஸ் அண்ட் டெக்கு, லாஸ்ட்லி கோ ஃபார் பாலிட்டி. கரண்ட் அஃபேர்ஸோட ப்ரையாரிட்டியில கன்வென்ஷனல் தான் பாலிட்டி ஃபர்ஸ்ட் இருக்கும். பாலிட்டி ஹிஸ்ட்ரி எல்லாம் கரண்ட் அஃபேர்ஸ்ல பாலிட்டி ஹிஸ்ட்ரி லாஸ்ட் வச்சுக்கோங்க. அதர் ரிமைனிங் ஏரியாஸை ஃப்ரீக்வெண்ட்டாக கோ த்ரூ பண்ணிக்கோங்க. கன்வென்ஷன் சப்ஜெக்ட், கரண்ட் அஃபேர்ஸ் அண்ட் PYQ. திஸ் மஸ்ட் கோ எவ்ரி டே. ஆல்டர்னேட்டிவ் டேஸில் பிரேக் எடுக்கும் போது CSAT கோ த்ரூ பண்ணிக்கோங்க. 2 weeks தான் இருக்கு. உங்களுக்கெல்லாம் எப்படி இருக்குன்னு தெரியல, எனக்கு ஒரே படப்படன்னு இருக்கு. This is my last attempt. So after all those break and after all those emotional things, attempt வேண்டாம், படிப்பு வேண்டாம், பண்டாரம் வேண்டாம்னு போனதுதான் சரியா. So this is very overwhelming for me. I don't know how to express this, but I'm very happy and grateful that I had an opportunity to interact with you people with more knowledge, more clarity. Fine. So wish you all the best. Tomorrow you have an event. I am not sure whether I will participate or not. Prabha வந்து வா 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 என்ன என்ன what is that prelims pre-success?